This is Eric Sultan with Denver Block by Block, where we discuss Denver and Denver real estate. We take it out on the road, walking around, and today I wanted to discuss one of my favorite areas in Denver, the neighborhoods of Hale, Mayfair, and Montclair. These are neighborhoods that are just to the east of Congress Park, just to the south of Park Hill. I came over here because I really wanted to spend a few minutes in Montclair Park. This is one of my favorite little, very green areas right in the middle of Denver, and the place where we're going to start our little tour of Montclair and Mayfair today. Today we're going to discuss an area that gets a little bit less attention than I think it probably should, and the fact that it gets less attention is what makes it interesting to us. Right now we are in Montclair, and you have gorgeous lawns, really tree-lined streets. You are just south of Park Hill. You get the same access to Kfax as you do in Park Hill. You also get access to Cherry Creek. And then as we head further west towards Hale and Mayfair, you have even more access to Cherry Creek. And these neighborhoods are as yet undiscovered by people around the country. This is not where people are tending to set their searches, but these are neighborhoods that are very reminiscent of Park Hill, very reminiscent of Congress Park just 10-15 years ago. A home in Park Hill or Congress Park that might cost $1.2 million, $1.4 million is going to be significantly less. Think $800,000 to $1 million in Hail Mayfair or Montclair. That is just a huge delta. And then when you consider how much they feel alike and their proximity to Cherry Creek and Lowry and to Park Hill, Congress Park, you can see that there's an awful lot of value, just a lot of value baked into these neighborhoods, and they are great places to live. You know, if you've listened to any of my videos in the past, a lot of the time what I will tell people that I say to my clients is that you should consider the geography first. The house tends, for most people, to make people less happy than the place where they live. Well, this place is not only very similar to neighborhoods that are a whole lot more expensive, it's better in a lot of ways. And if you zoom out on the map to where you are geographically, you might notice that you'd rather be in Hail Mayfair or Montclair than in City Park, Congress Park, Park Hill. You know, people used to say that if you can't afford Wash Park, Washington Park, that you should check out Platt Park. That doesn't make quite as much sense anymore because now Platt Park is just about as expensive as Washington Park. I'm going to say the same thing about Park Hill, Congress Park, and Hail Mayfair in Montclair. If you're looking to get a little more bang for your buck, but want to be in the same similar area, check out Montclair and Hail Mayfair. I'm on my way over to Hail Mayfair right now, but I decided to make a quick stop at Monaco Parkway. This is the border. I think this is the border between Hail Mayfair and Montclair. I've had weeks-long arguments with other realtors who have all different kinds of views as to where Mayfair starts and Montclair begins. I like using Monaco Parkway, but Monaco Parkway is one of the prettiest places in Denver. It's a huge green parkway. If you've seen many of my videos, you know that East Denver is just full of these gorgeous parkways. On Monaco Parkway, you could get a castle for under $2 million. You can also get a nice bungalow right now for under $800,000, and you can live the lifestyle where you can just, you know, pop out with the kids or the dog onto this parkway to play and live in a gorgeous area with beautiful homes and really nice neighbors. Right now we are at Lindsley Park, which is right off in the Hale neighborhood, Hail Mayfair. You can see the baseball field right behind us, tennis courts kind of way behind us. It's a great park, super relaxed over here. I'm going to walk into the Hale neighborhood a little bit and kind of discuss some of the other things that are going on in real estate over here. So here's a wild card that most people haven't started thinking about yet. There's a new way that the elementary schools have been set up here in this part of Denver called the Central East Enrollment Zone. The Central East Enrollment Zone means that about 5 different elementary schools in this area are all kind of open for anybody to sign up for. And it means that if you live right over here, you have a great chance of going to Teller Elementary School. What it means is that if you were looking for a home in Congress Park because you were attracted to Teller Elementary School, if you live right over here, and now you have bus service from this neighborhood, from Hail Mayfair, over to Congress Park for Teller Elementary. This is the case with a lot of neighborhoods in a pretty small area in East Denver. And if you have any questions about it specifically, please reach out to me. Where schools converge, culture, community, and property values tend to follow. So when you have this new Central East enrollment zone, you could expect that there are going to be a lot more crossover culturally because the kids will be going to schools in each other's neighborhoods. The parents of those kids are going to be interacting with each other, and the neighborhoods are going to be interacting with each other a whole lot more as well. And that means the property values and the knowledge of neighborhoods, just the understanding that some of these neighborhoods are here, is going to follow as well. You know, the old folks used to say that if you can't afford Washington Park, you should buy in Platt Park. Well, if you can't afford Park Hill or Congress Park, maybe you should buy in Hail Mayfair or Montclair while you still can, because I don't think that the value pricing in Hail Mayfair and Montclair is going to last too much longer. This area also has one of my favorite micro commercial hubs in the city. 9th in Colorado and 7th Colorado. You've got Hot Daddy, Trader Joe's, Snooze, Postino, Chook Chicken, and a lot more. You've got great breakfast spots that you have access to over by 12th and Madison. It's everything that Congress Park offers, but with more parking, less stress. So if you're looking for a walkable, stable neighborhood with lots of upside, this might be it. The zoning's largely preserved, the streets are calm, and with the new school zone in place, the buyer pool is going to grow, which means that competition will be higher down the line and probably higher prices. Think of it as Park Hill meets Congress Park with the added bonus of slightly larger lots, quieter blocks. And if you want boots on the ground, insight into this part of town, or if you're looking to make a move into Hale, Montclair, or anywhere in central Denver, just shoot me a message right here or email me at eric@denvercitybroker.com and subscribe to Denver Block by Block for neighborhood deep dives every week. I am so angry about Mayfair. Why, you ask? Because I had some clients about 8 years ago that were looking in Park Hill. They were looking for 2 and 3 bedroom houses with 2 bathrooms. These homes were at biggest 800 square feet above grade, and some of them had no basements. And I told them, hey, let's just take a look down in Mayfair. We'll see what you can find. And what did they find? They found a 2,100 square foot home. They've since had 2 kids, and they still haven't moved. If they would have bought that house in Park Hill, they would have moved already to a bigger house. Instead, what they got was a house that they could stay in longer. And what did that cost me? That cost me the ability to help them sell their house and buy another one. But seriously, when you're making your decision, thinking about houses, it is fine to think about a house that you're only going to live in for 5 years. But if that house has just enough flexibility that you can weather a downturn in the economy, that you can weather high interest rates, and that you don't have to move just because your family grows a little bit, that can be really, really helpful for a lot of home buyers. Right now, this is what Kfax looks like as you go between Mayfair and Park Hill. You can see there's just a ton of construction. There's a bus rapid transit line that's going to split the two neighborhoods of Park Hill and Mayfair. And something to really think about is that this is a temporary issue. Within a couple of years, we're going to have a great bus that goes really, really fast down the center of Kfax. We're no longer going to have 4 lanes with turn lanes and parking on Kfax, and we're no longer going to have lots of construction. All of this construction and the way that Kfax looks over here is bringing property values down a little bit between 14th and Kfax and between Kfax and 16th. This is not going to be keeping these prices down forever, and it's definitely something to think about, because if you're going to stay in your house for 5 years, you will probably see a lot of value increase if you can take living by the construction on Kfax for the next couple of years.